Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As usual, I am your host, Sellssi, and the Champions League penultimate games were played. Kudus Mohammed and Ajax, unfortunately, they cannot make it to the round of 16 after being thumped for the second time by Liverpool, this time 3-0. Kudus Mohammed came on as a substitute. Unfortunately, he could not influence the game in a positive way. His side are out and into the Europa League they go. They play their final game versus Rangers. We'll talk a bit about them today. We're also going to talk about Otto Addo, whose Sporting CP side have a chance to make it to the round of 16. It's all to play for in their group. We'll discuss as the Ghanaian saw some minutes of the game for his club side. Also on target was Hudson Odoi, who is being coy about whether he will play for Ghana or not. Well, he was on target in the size 2-2 draw. Atletico Madrid will play the Europa League. Along with them will be Bayer Leverkusen, who are out of the Champions League effectively after sharing the spoils with Atletico Madrid. A win would probably have given them a Europa League place, but as it stands now, they are more or less out of the Champions League entirely. We'll talk about Hudson Odoi's goal and his performance in it. Also, Otto Addo has spoken about Ghana's chances at the World Cup in an interview with 3 Sports. We'll have a listen to all that today. As usual, subscribe if you have not. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. So we'll jump right into it and talk about the performances of Ghanaian players in the Champions League penultimate match day. Now, Hudson Odoi was on target for his club side by Leverkusen. He found the back of the net to put them in the lead 2-1. But unfortunately for him, they had to share the spoils in the end with Atletico Madrid. And that meant that they are out of the Champions League more or less. They could fight for Europa League place, but Atletico Madrid will need to slip up in that respect. And this is quite a tricky one there. Atletico Madrid had a chance in the last minutes of the game, in the 98th minute. They got a penalty, but it was not converted. Unfortunate there for Atletico Madrid, who are out of the Champions League. 3-time Champions League runners-up Atletico Madrid are out of the Champions League. Into the Europa League they go. Bayer Leverkusen and Ghanaian player Hudson Odoi out of the competition entirely. Kudus Mohammed I move to next, and he was in action with his club side Ajax. Came on as a substitute, has been having these substitute appearances in recent times, and it was not fruitful one for him. His club were thumped 3-0 by Liverpool, who now have 12 points on the board, second on the log table. 15 points, perfect for Napoli, who lead the pack. The two will play on the final match day to determine who makes it as the group winner. So all to play for on the final day for the top two. Also, Champions League football is over for Ajax. They will go into the Europa League, which is looking more and more competitive. Real Madrid are the only Spanish team that have made it into the knockout phases of the Champions League. Who would have thunk? Interesting times there. So that is it there on the front of Kudus Mohammed and Ajax in that group, where another one, unfortunately, another loss for Ajax, meaning they are out. They'll play Rangers in their final game, who they are the only team they're beating 4-0 on match day 1. So we'll see if they can overcome them and get that Europa League spot. Mind you, they are going to the Europa League because they have just, I think, 3 points on the board, if I'm not mistaken, and it is from Rangers. Rangers will need to beat them by a severe margin to stand a chance to go into the Europa League themselves. I think Ajax can get this over the line. Club Brugge already with Kamal Sowa and also with Dennis Odoi already in the round of 16 after winning 4 straight games. They are already there. And Abdul Fattah I moved to next, and he was in action for Sporting CP in their 1-1 draw. That group is as tight as ever. Sporting CP currently sitting in second. They have a chance to make it to the next phase should they win their final group game. So it's all to play for. Abdul Fattah who played 19 minutes of action here for his club side as they did hold on. Unfortunately for Hurricane, his last-minute goal was ruled out for an offside, and his coach was sent off. A red card for Antonio Conte, who was displeased by that decision there. So that's a summary of Ghanaian players in the Champions League tonight. I'll end with talks from Otto Addo, who has spoken about Ghana's chances at Qatar 2022. In an exclusive interview with 3 Sports, he explained that he believes Ghana can beat every team. It's possible. And this was during our international friendly week where we played Nicaragua and Brazil. We'll have a listen to that interview he had with Juliet Bewa of 3 Sports. And it was quite interesting to hear from the Black Stars head coach, who is yet to name his squad, at least officially, 55 or 34 or 36 or whatever number squad. Let's have a listen to the coach.
Yeah, I think we have to be realistic. It's not going to be easy. We qualified, that also surely made us very, very happy. And now we're working towards to survive the group stage. I think once we have done that, and this is what we're working on, then we don't know. Anything can happen then.
You play your first game against Portugal. How big of a threat are they to your team, looking at their score depth?
Yeah, individually they are very, very good. So I think the test we had against Brazil was very, very good for us to show, on which level Portugal will also face us. And for us it's good to prepare well, to notify their strength, and then to have solution against it.
You've mentioned some of them, but with the kind of big names that Portugal has, what will the threats be like, and how are you planning on countering those threats?
Yeah, we have to find a solution. We have to train solutions against their squad. We know how normally they will come. We will still analyze and monitor them, and hopefully we will have then the right solution to play against them. Surely I can't talk in public about what we're going to do, especially, but I know that we will be good prepared, and we will find the right solutions to threat them as well.
Next up for you will be against South Korea and then Uruguay. What are your chances?
I know that we can beat every team in the world. This one is for sure, and everybody knows that at the World Cup it will not come like maybe the whole world expects things to be. I think also the first games of us, but also of our opponents, will be very, very decisive on how to go on the second one. Because surely you will go different into a match if you need points, then, or if, let's say, the opponent has lost, then maybe if you have already 3 points or 1 point, it's a big difference. So the first match is very, very decisive, and from there we can know more actually to go on the how we go on the second match.
Yeah, Otto Addo there, quite optimistic about Ghana's chances. However, it's a tournament in which anything is possible. As I've always been saying throughout the week, we are optimistic and we hope that Ghana can do well. So that has been it for today, talking about performances of Ghanaian players in the Champions League. Hudson Odoi on target, Kudus Mohamed out into the Europa League. Still, there is a chance for Abdul Fattah Isako and his side. Club Brugge, Dennis Odoi and Kamal So are through, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens on the final night of Champions League football. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great evening.